Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's time for the PLE Event Center, where our host talks about the results from a WWE PLE event. And now here's the man to bring you all the results from the PLE event himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2649 of the show, and it's November the 2nd, 2025, 12:27 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official that it's no second day in November. I just finished watching was an unbelievable Game 7 of the World Series. Didn't watch the entire thing, so I was watching wrestling. That's why I'll do that report in just a moment. But it's fun. The World Series is finally over, and I want to take this time to congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers. They just completed. They won 5-4 against a very game Toronto Blue Jays team. To all the Toronto fans, please listen. I know you're probably sad that the Jays have not done the job of winning the World Series. But the Dodgers were a tough team, and I was kind of hoping that Toronto would win it because I thought the momentum would swing in Toronto's favor when the Dodgers swept the Brewers. Usually when you sweep, when you do a sweep in a championship, in the league championship series, it could have ruined your momentum like it did to the Rockies back in 2007. But be that as it may, however, that the Dodgers decided to, put the kibosh on that. You know what I mean? And it's, and that's what they did. And they ended up winning it. Back-to-back World Series championships. And Toronto, the Toronto Blue Jays guys, to the Blue Jays fans, be proud of your team. They made it all the way to the World Series, all the way to the Game 7. They fought tooth and nail in the end. But the Dodgers, like I said, it's, the World Series experience, the Dodgers have a better experience than Toronto did. But I think hopefully that you guys keep your team together for next year. Possibly add a few more key players, and you guys can finally get to that World Series. I know I kind of felt bad for Don Mattingly all the years in his career, and he has not made it. We finally made it to the World Series, and ended up not winning a ring for himself. But So, Toronto, give yourselves a hand. You guys do a good job. And to anybody who's hated or who is now happy for the Dodgers to win the World Series, you can be happy for the Dodgers. But if I find out that you guys people want to bandwagon on the Dodgers because, we hate George Springer because he cheated with the Astros. If I hear crap like that, man, don't come at me because I will. I'm learning how to have good sportsmanship and classiness, okay? And I respect the Dodgers, okay? But I also respect the Blue Jays. They did very well. I never thought they would make it this far, and they did. They did, but they didn't end up winning, but that's okay. They will be bouncing back next year. So, I'm sure that the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, what a blue October it was. And the Dodgers won, back-to-back. A lot of great talent on that team, as you know. Sometimes I get upset when you see Mookie Betts winning back-to-back World Series, and you want to be upset with the management for not giving him the money, or be upset with management from trading him, and that's the thing, and and I think a lot of people will be complaining about and John Henry doesn't care about Red Sox when he cares about his own little things. So, yeah. But, like I said, the Blue Jays won it all this year. Game 7, tooth and nail battle. Respect. I mean, the Dodgers won it all. Excuse me. The Dodgers won it all in 2025. Respect to the Dodgers. Respect to the Blue Jays. Congratulations. And you know what? Blue Jays, try and do it next year. You know, I'm trying to be classy. As a Red Sox fan, I'm also a baseball fan. Respect to both these teams. They played hard there. They played their heart out, and basically, and the Dodgers ended up winning in the end. Key hits, key home runs by Miguel Rojas and Will Smith sealed the deal for the Dodgers, and great pitching by Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Clayton Kershaw. His career will end. His major league career will end with a World Series ring on his finger, and I'm sure Clayton Kershaw can retire out on top. And you know what? Very happy for him. So, with that out of the way, being sentimental about baseball, you know, it was great. We got to talk about Saturday night's main event that just happened a couple of hours ago. Actually, 3 hours ago, basically. And, you know, I made picks and predictions. And here we go. The WWE title was on the line. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre went at it. Cody Rhodes defending it. And in the stipulation where if Cody Rhodes gets himself disqualified or counted out, he loses the title. And Drew McIntyre was trying to bait Rhodes during the match a couple of times. And, you know, but Cody Rhodes didn't fall for it. He kept his cool. Ended up pinning Drew McIntyre. Title retained. Then Nick Aldis was talking to Tiffany Stratton. He said, "Are you sure you want to go through with this?" And Tiffany Stratton's about had enough. He said, "Listen, I'm going through with this. I'm defending my title. I'm the champion. I'm going to be a fighting champion. That's all to it." I got a whole lot of respect for Tiffany Stratton because of that. You know, because usually, you know, sometimes vacate the title, get some tournaments and all. But Tiffany Stratton was a fighting champion. She was a great champion indeed. It's, in fact, she'll be defending it against Jade Cargill. More on that. In attendance, celebrities are in attendance. Rapper and artist Post Malone, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, Gabriel Luna, an actor, and the legendary comedian actor Pauly Shore. That's right, Pauly Shore, the Weasel. You know, Pauly Shore, man. Who knew, right? Pauly Shore. I didn't know he was a big WWE fan. Apparently he was. Apparently he is. So, the women's title on the line. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill. A lot of people do not like Jade Cargill, and I can understand. All right? You know, but now, these two ladies fought it out, and Jade Cargill took advantage of Tiffany Stratton's leg injury. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this, but we have a new WWE Women's Champion in Jade Cargill. Now, I've been thinking of something. This title match could set up a feud between her and Bianca Belair once she returns from injury. That's what I'm thinking. You know. And that could, you know, the call on Bianca Belair. Oh, will it turn Nia Jax's face? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out with Jade Cargill as champion. You know, I don't know what kind of champion she'll make. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. But, however, Jade Cargill is the new champ. The new WWE Women's Undisputed Champion. But Tiffany Stratton fought hard. This is only her second loss, by the way, Tiffany Stratton. So, you know, I'm sure she'll need some rest with that leg. So, then you got the Intercontinental title on the line in a triple threat. Dominic Mysterio defending it against Penta and Rusev. Dominic Mysterio tried the belt trick, a chair trick with the belt trick. But Dominic forgets that it is no disqualification. And so I think Rusev had Penta in the Accolade, and then all of a sudden Dominic rang the bell and rang the time rang the ring bell, and Rusev thought he won, and then he realized what was happening, and Dominic, he got caught. But in the end, Dominic did retain the Intercontinental Championship. Then the World Heavyweight title on the line, CM Punk defending against Jey Uso. Actually, no, CM Punk and Jey Uso. This is the vacant world title. Excuse me. Seth Rollins vacated the world title due to a shoulder injury, and he'll be out for a long time, possibly miss WrestleMania again. And in the end, CM Punk with the go to sleep once again. CM Punk is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Once again, congratulations to CM Punk. So that is it for episode 2649 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, discussing about the Dodgers Blue Jays World Series and Saturday night's main event. I want to thank you all for tuning in. It was only on Peacock. It wasn't on NBC this year, so that's very shocking. So, also, this coming Monday Night Raw the 10th, okay? It will start a Last Time Is Now tournament involving superstars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and even John Cena says superstars that are not working for the company. This is a huge opportunity for someone to step up and be John Cena's final opponent on the Saturday night's main event, the last one for 2025 in December. That's going to be a huge, huge deal. So whoever wins that tournament will face John Cena. This is the first time a tournament decides the final opponent for a legendary wrestler like John Cena. That's going to be something to uphold. All right, next episode will be about AEW Collision. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.